Daniel Garcia. You may know me as Cape Scouting from Twitter, and this is Around the Cape, a series of brief conversations with players and coaches from the Cape Cod League. Today we have Alex Mooney, shortstop from Duke, joining us after his strong freshman season where he hit .292 and played some great defense. He'll be manning the middle of the field for Falmouth this summer. Last year, he ranked number 30 for Prospects Live draft eligible players and figures to rank highly again when he eventually declares for the draft. Thanks for joining us, Alex.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I'm pumped.
Yeah, how have you liked the Cape so far?
It's been awesome. We've had a couple of off days, so I've kind of got to explore it. My brother's he has an internship in Boston, so he's staying up there. So I was there yesterday, went to the Red Sox game. But yeah, I got a good host family situation, living with some guys, so it's been a lot of fun.
Was that your first time at Fenway?
I went when I was like 10. But I mean, I can hardly remember it. But yeah, it was one of the first times. It was awesome. That was a good experience.
That's great. Yeah, I'm looking to head up there one of my next off days as well. So then just to get started, first thing I want to know is tell me about you on and off the field. A little scouting report on the field, and then what you like to do off the field.
On the field, I've kind of had the same answer for this for a couple of years. I feel like I'm a really well-rounded player. I don't have a whole lot of weak spots in my game. You know, my power's not gonna jump off the page to anybody. I'm not gonna hit 50 home runs a year, but at the same time, I'm not gonna strike out a billion times a year also. So I feel like that really plays in my favor. So, you know, I have the power to run one out of the yard. I can hit for average. I feel like I play good defense. I can run. And so I feel like I'm a really well-rounded player. Off the field, I'm a pretty normal guy. I like to, you know, as most baseball players do, lift weights, play golf, hang out with buddies. So I would say I'm pretty standard off the field.
Yeah, I definitely agree with what you said about on the field from what I've seen. And have you gotten into golf in the Cape at all?
Yeah, I went golfing with a couple of my Duke teammates the last off day, so last week. And funny story, actually, I used to play a bunch right-handed, but I felt like it messed with my baseball swing. So last summer I actually started golfing left-handed, and so I've kind of picked that up and learned how to do that. So it's pretty interesting.
How's your left hand swing compared to the right hand swing?
It's getting there. I'm definitely better right-handed still, but I'm definitely working left-handed. I'm getting in the lab and on the range and stuff, trying to get better.
That's awesome. So then before I said how last year you were ranked highly going to the draft, and you've probably spoken about this before, but walk me through the process of just the draft process and then your decision to go to Duke and how you came to that decision.
Yeah, so for me, I kind of had a number that I was looking to get in mind from right from the beginning, and so I was like pretty dead set on that number. I know a lot of guys will kind of fluctuate as the draft goes on if they don't like really get picked where they want to, but I was dead set on that, and um, I was big on kind of betting on myself that I felt like I could go to Duke and perform if I didn't get what I wanted out of high school, and so that's kind of what I did. And then when you come, like, I mean, you got the world-class education, good coaches, playing in the ACC every weekend, better weather than in Michigan, stuff like that. I just felt like you really couldn't beat it. And there's some experiences I feel like you get in college that you can't get anywhere else, like some of the bonding stuff and the road trips and going to class together, stuff like that. You just can't really get anywhere else. And so, you know, I was happy either way with what happened, but I'm definitely happy with how everything's kind of worked out.
So tell me about your first year at Duke. What on the field, what were your biggest areas of improvement, and just how did you like campus life?
I loved campus. I had a really good experience my first year. We weren't really great this year, but I think we have a lot to build on going into next year. I think we got a really good class coming in, a lot of young guys. So I think that's going to be good. Personally, I struggled a little bit in the beginning. I think it was kind of a mixture of like playing every day, having to do school. I mean, obviously you go to Virginia, so you know Duke is also a tough school, just like Virginia.
Mhm.
So it's tough sometimes to balance school and baseball and all that type of stuff, and then going out and seeing good arms every single day. But I really settled in at halfway through the year and performed really well the last half of the year. So I was just kind of pumped to get that going and then kind of carry it through the Cape and on to next year and hopefully win some more ball games.
Yeah, I definitely get like if I had to balance a full-time baseball schedule to work, definitely at first that would be a big culture shock. So I get what you're saying
Yeah,
there.
definitely. There's not a whole lot of high schools in America that can kind of prepare you for that. So
No, Yeah. And was there any specific things you worked on baseball wise at Duke? Any specific parts of your skill set?
For me, like the biggest thing going from the first half of the year to second half of the year was really spraying the ball. I got super
Mhm.
pull happy in the beginning of the year, and so kind of working on it in BP and on machine work and stuff like that, really just working right center and staying through the baseball was my biggest thing. And I think that helped me a lot with, I mean, I think it helped me hitting fastballs. I started, kind of punishing the ball to right field, which was good. And then also staying back on off speed and breakers and stuff like that and being able to hit that pull side. So I think really just the approach change was what really helped my season. And then, hitting's a lot of confidence. So once you see a couple fall, they just keep on coming. So that was good for me.
So would you say that approach is still the thing you're working on most right now to improve, or is there another area that you've kind of moved on to after figuring that out
Yeah,
second?
it's definitely approach. Obviously, getting stronger, something that I've been focusing on. I mean, that's kind of like every other player, but really my approach, like when I take BP, my first couple rounds are always just right center, right center, right center, just to kind of feel my swing out and kind of get my barrel working that way. And then I just feel like thinking right center. If you're late, you go right field line. If you're a little early, you go left center gap. So I think that's kind of my approach, and that's the way I look at it. And I feel like it worked. It's been working pretty well for me.
Yeah, the couple games I saw, one game you had one hit up the middle and then one to right center. So I've seen that approach on display, and it definitely
Yeah,
looks like a good working
definitely,
outfit. Yeah.
definitely.
And when you're at the plate, are you trying to attack fastballs early in the count, or are you more patient hitter? How would you describe yourself?
I like to attack fastballs. It's kind of one thing that I've always done since I was young, and that's what my dad's always taught me is to hit fastballs early in counts. So I'm always super aggressive early. When I lead off games, I like to swing first pitch a lot. I like to hit fastballs, but a lot of that also goes into scouting. We do a lot of scouting at Duke, and I've kind of carried it over to the Cape. So I like to know like pitchers' tendencies and how they're going to attack hitters like that. And so personally, I like to look for fastball early in the count, but if guys are, they're getting into patterns where they're starting right-handers with sliders or left-handers are starting right-handers with changeup, stuff like that, then I'll change my approach a little bit. But for the most part, I like to sit fastball early in counts.
So with the scouting that you're talking about, at the Cape, what's the data like that you're getting? How does it compare to what you get at Duke?
So I use True Media for all my scouting, and I just look at guys like, so I'll know who we're going to face the day before. So I'll look at all their college stuff and how they attack hitters throughout the year, like what their velo's like, what their vertical break, horizontal break, stuff like that is like. So I kind of have a general idea what I'm going to get when I'm up there facing guys like that. So you don't go up there and it's a total shot because there's a lot of guys I faced here that I didn't face in college. So just kind of getting a general idea of how they're going to attack hitters and what some of their pitches, like shape and spin wise, is going to look like has been something that I've been super big on. I've kind of picked up in college. I didn't really do in high school a whole lot.
How's that stuff that you're seeing in the Cape compare to what you've seen in the ACC?
So the way that I've said it to people is that it's basically every game is like a Friday or Saturday night in the ACC. So you're basically seeing everyone's best.
Mm-hmm.
There's no Sunday guys, Sunday bullpen days, midweek starters, stuff like that. It's everyone's best, and they're going to come at you and try to attack you. So I think a big thing for that is just staying competitive and trying to win one pitch at a time and not really getting too focused on, who's pitching, what the situation is, just kind of battling one pitch at a time and trying to win that pitch every time.
And obviously, the Cape is known for having the best college players. How'd you make that decision to come here? Was there what were the conversations like leading up to coming to the Cape?
Basically, when I got to college, probably August or September, my coach, Coach Pollard, just said that Falmouth wants you to play in the Cape, and everyone knows the reputation of the Cape. That's where the best college players go. So I was pretty pumped when he told me that, and it was kind of a done deal from then on. And then once our season ended, I got like 2 weeks at home, and I was back for a first practice. So it's kind of been a no-brainer for me to come here to kind of face the best competition in the country and be able to show how I stack up with everybody else.
Yeah, and obviously with Cape, the big thing is wooden bats versus metal bats. I'm not sure maybe when you practice you use wood or if you've used it in the past, but what's that transition been like? And are you starting to be more comfortable after, say, a week of play with it?
For me, the transition wasn't anything big, to be 100% honest with you. I swing wood a lot, even during the college year, like in practice and stuff like that. So, and then in high school, all the travel ball tournaments I used to play in are all wood bat. So it's not that big of a shock to me. Once you swing it a little bit, like first week, definitely you get more used to it. But for me, it wasn't that big of a change. So I was pretty lucky to be comfortable with it.
Nice. And has anyone stood out to you, any pitchers or any hitters that you've seen so far? Particularly.
I mean, just about every pitcher's been good. So there hasn't been one that's really stuck out to me. I mean, there also hasn't been one that stuck out to me because he was so far below everybody else, just because everyone's so, top tier. It's been fun facing some of the guys I played school ball with, though, like Seidel from Harwich, Santucci from Harwich. Paulie had a couple hits against us from Katuitt. So just seeing those guys and playing against them, it's fun. Kind of brings back the fall inter squad vibe. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, I actually saw you play against Santucci early in the season. But I always think that's cool whenever I'm seeing players from one college play against the other.
Yeah, it's awesome. Kind of trying to lock in and put the off the field stuff behind you. But yeah, he's a good player. He's a stud. So it was fun watching him throw.
Yeah. So then the last thing I have for you is what I'm going to end every interview with is just it's a Cape Center podcast. We kind of spoke about what you do on the off days already. But is there any particular restaurant, any particular place that is your favorite that it's kind of your must go?
So my host mom took us to Shipwrecked, I think it was called. It's in Falmouth. It's kind of on the water. And I had some unbelievable pizza from there. It's a sick view. Like it's literally on the ocean. Like you basically park on the beach, walk down. So that was a pretty cool place. And I'm definitely looking forward to getting out to more restaurants. I feel like just with the time constraints and stuff, I basically wake up, get Dunkin', and head to the field. So that's been my days right now. But I definitely am looking forward to getting out to more restaurants around here.
Yeah, the evening games definitely make that difficult too, but I'll try to check out Shipwreck soon. And everybody, that was Alex Mooney, shortstop for Duke and Falmouth. Thank you for tuning in to Around the Cape. If you want to follow me on Cape Scouting for all the latest Cape action on behalf of Prospects Live, you can find me on Twitter. I'll catch you next time. Thank you.
Thank you.